this year. Her and Susie and her sister basically went in there and redecorated it all, moved some stuff around and make it so that it looks like it does. And yeah, it's basically a family thing. We all pitch in, you know.
What did this place used to be? Was
Well,
this?
this was just a shed, just a shed that I had stored in my vehicles in, or my tractors. As you can see, this garage door in the front. There's a garage side of it, but I've always done all my own maintenance and stuff like that because I'm a machinist, actually a mechanic. They called me an assembler machinist for PMC when I was there for the 28 years I was there.
How did your little vegetable stand get such a reputation?
Oh, I don't know. We, I guess we.
Good produce.
Good produce, very much so. Good produce. We don't advertise ourselves as organic, but I use very many organic practices. I don't use regular fertilizer. I plant back into the land for the fertilizer, rye and such, and then we turn that back in. We use, because basically the fertilizer that's on the market is salt-based, and that doesn't help the land at all. So you want the organisms and everything to continue to grow in the land to help that land. It's a theory that I have that I really have proven out. And 20 years ago I had these theories, but they weren't mainstream theories, and now they're coming more and more to be mainstream.
What's another thing that you do that
For the land and stuff like that, as far as
to remain rather organic?
to remain rather organic? Well, you have to actually make sure that you keep your weeds out of your fields, because we don't use anything to do that. I still have, we hoe, you know. But if you do that early on, you don't have an issue with the bugs coming later, because the bugs make their living. They live in them weeds. They live in the root of the plant. So you want to use, you can use carbol dust, which is an organic dust.
What kind of dust?
7. Just a dust that's been used for years. It's earth. It's almost like diatomaceous earth, which you use in your pool filter. You know what I mean? It filters. But if you sprinkle that on there when they're small, that takes care of the bugs, making sure that they want to live in that plant. The pickle bugs want to live in that plant. So there's lots of little different things that you can do. I use soap to basically spread to keep the plants keep them from getting disease.
What kind of soap?
It's just it's basically a copper soap, they call it. And
You get it from an organic company.
we have an actual organic booklet, and I've also talked to a few people. As long as you're there's some products out there that are organic that have a delivery system, which what you have in it as that inert matter that they say, that delivery system, you have to watch out for that, because sometimes that's oil-based, and that's something that you don't want to be using if you can, if you can at all discern that's what it is.
Right.
So there's different things that good land management, basically make sure that you have your rotations always in, make sure that your crops don't sit on top of the same crop year to year.
Good.
It's just I guess that's good old-fashioned hard work. That's what it is.
Do the grandkids help with farming?
Not yet. They're just a touch young.
What's your favorite?
Tomato.
Tomatoes.
Oh yeah, she loves the cherry tomatoes, right?
And then do you help Grandpa fill up the little stand over there, or lend a hand at all? And what?
She was a little young for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what were you saying was your favorite part about coming out here? The pool was one thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you spell your name for me?
A
A
L
L
A
A
Y
Y
N
N
A.
A. And how young are you? How old are you?
6.
6 years old. All right. And you come out here on Mondays with your brother?
Yeah.
And what's his name?
Carter.
Carter? Okay, and how old is he?
3.
3 years old? All right. What's your favorite thing to play at? I saw you guys kind of arguing over the little battery operated tractor. Yeah, anything else?
What do you like to do when you come here?
Swim.
Well, yeah.
Swim.
What did you do with Grandpa this morning on his walk?
Go in the corn.
Yeah, he walked through the cornfield.
And we was soaking.
And they got all
was
wet,
wet.
just like Grandpa does. Grandpa and Grandma have to go pick corn. Well, Grandma now has to go pick corn, and it's wet in the morning because the dew is out there. But yeah, well,
Sure.
you still got to do it.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. How did you guys meet? How long you been married?
We've been married since 1990.
1990?
Yes.
Okay.
We actually met through her sister. We saw each other in a tavern,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. I was 32 years old, I think, at that time. I had never been married, and I don't know. It just clicked.
What tavern? Do you remember the tavern?
It would be at that time. I believe it was Crickets in Freistadt. But
Okay.
It's no longer
Oh,
Crickets in Freistadt. It's no longer Crickets. It's a sports bar or something
okay.
like that, you know.
All right.
Um,
How many kids did you guys have?
we have 3.
Okay. All right. And, well, we know one is around here in West Bend.
Oh yeah, Courtney is my oldest. She's in West Bend. She's married with her husband with 2 children. Brittany is my middle
Let's
girl. She's in Florida with her husband and my granddaughter Aria
Okay.
and Jake, who just graduated college.
Okay.
Lives in Menasha with his with a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And he's working as an athletic director for the Boys and Girls Club of Wisconsin
Sure.
in Menasha.
I asked him how you met.
Oh.
In a
I told
tavern?
her in
Yeah,
a tavern,
in a tavern.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we just
Met in a tavern.
met in a tavern. We got married in Alaska. We decided to go to Alaska and get married.
Good
That
choice.
was fun, yeah.
Yes.
That was we went there for a little over a week, I think it was, and yeah, we had to wait three days for the marriage license. We applied for it in Anchorage, and then we went to you see the show on right now. What it was on at that time, what was
Edge
the
of
name?
Alaska.
Edge of Alaska. They actually showed that Kennecott Mine.
That's where we
That's where we were.
That's
There's
where
a
the
bed
show
and
was
breakfast
based
up
out of.
there, and that's where the show was based out of. And we actually were in that town. We actually went horseback riding there. We actually
Yeah,
went
but don't horseback right there. It's
Glacier.
4 hours.
glacier walking, and we went on an airplane sightseeing thing too. You know.
Did you raise your kids? Oh, you didn't raise your kids here.
The
You were-
youngest, he was
Okay.
4.
Jake was
4. Well, and
4.
Courtney was 12 or 13, and so Britta was 9 or 10.
Okay. And you said you worked in the Slinger School District?
Yes.
For how many years?
10, 11. I don't
Okay.
remember.
In the kitchen you were
Yep, I was
helping
in
out
the
there?
kitchen. Yep.
Okay. When people come out here, that's how I got tipped off to it. Was somebody had mentioned your market, and they're like, they're reopened.
Oh.
Are you famous for anything in particular with the vegetable stand?
Well, I believe our sweet corn is probably the finest in Washington County. I don't know about the state, but I'm damn proud of it. you
What kind
know.
of sweet corn?
We just grow couple different varieties. It's
It's a secret.
It's a secret. We don't usually give out the names of our stuff, just like any other farmer. Pretty much keeps their products to themselves. We have very, very good red beets. I just happened to cross them. That was an accident that I put my finger on one in a book when I was reading. I basically researched all of the seeds out of the seed books, seed catalogs. I would read about them and so on and so forth. I went to school all the way through, and I was in the Air Force. So I got some schooling in the Air Force, also the community college of the Air Force and such. So, and I was a big reader when I was young. So
Where you enlisted? I'm
I
going to
enlisted,
assume.
yes.
Okay. What year was that?
1976.
How young were you?
I was 21 actually.
Okay.
I got out of high school and I knocked around for a while. I worked at a place called Lakeside Bridge and Steel. Um, I actually worked for the farmer, for my cousin at that, earlier than that, and then I worked down there for a couple of years. Um, I worked in the processing department there, and then after that, I decided that that was a job that I had learned everything I wanted to learn, and I had learned a lot there. My uncle basically basically was a mentor to me, and
You watch your show.
he gave me the job, and I was a steel processor, I was a press operator, I was a lot of different jobs in that I attribute my background to being able to do the job that I did at PMC for so many years.
Sure. So, I guess talk, if you're comfortable, a little bit about the accident. That's what the lady mentioned in the email, saying happy that you guys were back open. When did that happen?
June 4th
Of
last year.
2018?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
huh.
So we were all planted and everything and ready to go, and I was actually doing a favor for my son-in-law and daughter, taking some mulch over by their house, and took the mulch over there, and the trailer with her. We had gone over there to babysit the kids, and so we
was a
trailered
Monday.
it over there. It was a Monday, yes, it was. We trailered it over there, and then I didn't have a tractor to use to trailer it around to put it down, so I thought to myself, I told her, I stayed there for a while, and I said, okay, Susie, I'm going to go home. She had her truck, and I had my truck, and I said, I'm going to go home, and I'm going to go get our lawn tractor, and bring the trailer back, or not bring the trailer was there. I didn't have the trailer, and I basically decided that I was going to put it up on the pickup truck with the Rams. Stopped doing that a year and a half ago. That's why I bought the trailer. Well, this just circumstances said, well, I need to do this, and I'll pull the trailer home with the truck when I go there. Well, I drove the tractor up onto the truck, and I saw the front end lift off a little bit, and I got up on my foot on the hydrostatic, and when I did that, I realized I wasn't up on the truck yet, and I hit it again, and when I hit that, the front end must have bounced, and the hydrostatic pulled the rear end of the tractor under, and I slid off of the tractor the best I can discern and hit my head. So I was just coming to. I saw some light as the accident was happening, and then I just came to, and then I hit again. The next thing I know, I was laying on the ground, and I couldn't move. And well, I ended up in the hospital. The ambulance came. Susie found me. A couple hours later, I laid down. I was awake, and laying there. I laid there for about 2 hours, and then she found me, and they rushed me to West Banbury.
No, Hartford.
I mean Hartford, and then they transferred me into Summit down in Oconomowoc, and I broke my neck off, my head off my neck, my spinal cord, I guess, must have just stretched out, and the best I can tell, well, they operated on me about a week later, and I was paralyzed pretty much. I was in ICU for a couple weeks, and the best I can remember, that was pretty foggy back then because they were giving me that elephant juice, you know what I mean? And
How old are you?